Welcome to Antwerp. So who's been to a DevOps Days in Antwerp before? Nobody.
No, there's one person.
There's one person who's been to a DevOps Days? Two? Okay, so Toshan considers the time that Patrick and I met in Cloud Camp Antwerp 15 years ago the first DevOps Days. But no. But the reason why we're here is because 2 years ago in Amsterdam, Patrick said we need to do a 15th year anniversary. And then Toshan had the crazy idea to do it right here at the Antwerp Zoo, where Patrick and I met 15 years ago. And we got the crazy idea to do something. So we did Ghent in 2009 at what now is IMEC, back then the IBBT. Then some crazy people said it was a really good idea. And they took the idea, well, in Europe, we took the idea to Hamburg, but they also took it to Sao Paulo, Mountain View. Lindsay took it to Sydney. And the first couple of years, we just did like a couple of events a year. In Europe, that was Hamburg, Göteborg, Rome. You'll see people, like Sunke sitting here with a t-shirt from Rome. I mean, people wearing 12-year-old t-shirts. Like, who does that? He's not the only one, by the way. He's just the one sitting right in front. And then in 2014, we did the 5th year anniversary in Ghent. And if people say they've been to a DevOps Days in Ghent, the actual only one is the one we had in 2016. That was the only regular DevOps Days. And 5 years ago, we had the Vooruit in Ghent. Most locals know that that now is a 404. So the venue doesn't exist anymore. It's under reconstruction. So that's what brought us here. 15 years of DevOps Days. I'm not going to entertain you today. I have two people here who are actually experts in doing that. We do that much better than me. So allow me to introduce... Oh, trees, Nathan. Oh, tree. Off by 1 errors. You know, there's only two hard problems in IT, right? It's DNS, and off by 1 errors. So 3 people who are going to entertain you for the rest of the 2 days. So Dan Pratsley, Nathan, and Hannah, come over, grab the mic, and pull me off stage.
Hello, good morning. How's everyone feeling? I requested bouncy music for when you arrived, but we couldn't pull it down. So but there might be bouncy music tomorrow, which is only appropriate for our 15-year birthday party. I hope we're going to have cake as well. I'm not sure about the cake. Bouncy music and cake. I've got 2 requests. So anyway, we're a few DevOps elders on the stage here. We have some even more DevOps elders in the room and in Antwerp this week, which is an absolute privilege. The global community got together yesterday for the Organizers Summit, and it was absolutely so special. 15 years of DevOps Days really is momentous. So I want to thank all of you for coming here and joining us for it. But as I said, like we've been doing this DevOps Days thing for a while now. And I wanted to ask you to do you remember your first DevOps Days?
I do remember it. It was 2010 in Mountain View. And I remember sitting in the audience and someone described open spaces. And I thought there is one thing I don't want to do today, and it is that. and then we did it anyhow. And I never want to go to a conference again without open spaces. So.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
How about you?
Answer hazy. Try again later. I'm actually unclear when my first DevOps Days was because it's all mixed up in the past now. But I can tell you for certain the first DevOps Days I organized was in Paris 2012, which was conspicuously absent from the list we saw previously. Chris. Which was a really fun event. Back in those days, we did everything on a shoestring budget. We did it in a community center. There was no air conditioning. I had to wire up all of the Wi-Fi myself. I think we had a couple hundred people. Everybody was bag lunches. We did open spaces in a park across the street because it was too hot indoors. Honestly, that's the genesis of DevOps Days, right? It's just people getting together and talking and exchanging and learning from each other. And if we can accomplish any of that over the next 2 days together, I think, well, we will have succeeded. Yeah.
That's great. And Hannah, what about you? What was your first DevOps Days experience?
So I think mine was 2016 in London, and I remember having a few beers with Chris. Yeah, just a few after the event, and I was like, I really think I should probably be doing more public speaking, but I'm a bit afraid. And he was like, do a talk tomorrow. I was like, no, absolutely not. But fast forward a couple of months, and he had managed to cajole me onto the stage to give one of the keynotes at the very first DevOps Days Berlin. And the rest is history. I've been running DevOps Days London since 2017, and I don't intend to stop. So, we've got some housekeeping to go through with you this morning, and then we are going to hand you over to our incredible speakers. I'm going to talk you through the Code of Conduct. The Code of Conduct is in place to make sure that we have a safe and inclusive and respectful environment for everyone. Everyone should be able to have a good time here. Everyone should be able to express their opinions, to ask questions, and to learn from each other. That's why we're here. If we do have any issues, what we want to be able to do is to sort them out today while we are here. And so it's really important that if you do observe any behavior that you feel like is inappropriate, that you report it. I'm going to go ahead. Let's click forward. So the way that you report any code of conduct issues is you find one of the code of conduct team. So we've got Yves, Jos, and Fjord. Oh, I didn't ask you how to pronounce your name. I hope I got that right. Foy, I am so sorry. Foy, hello. If those folks are in the room, could you just stand up and give us a little wave? So if you do witness any behavior that you think is inappropriate and is impacting your enjoyment of the event, please go find one of these folks. If you can't find them, I recommend you go to the front desk, and they will be able to get in touch with them really quickly. So I'm going to hand over to Nathan, who is going to introduce himself as a speaker.
I'll talk a little bit about the schedule today. It's there. So that's what we're going to do. We will have some talks this morning. We'll have a coffee break. We might not, because my talk is right before the coffee break, and they want to keep us on time. So I will keep talking. You can leave and have a coffee break. I'll just keep talking, like I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
Doing well?
Yeah, you're doing a good job.
Modeling it. All right. After that, we'll have more talks, and then we'll go to lunch. And then after lunch, we'll have some Ignite talks, which are very short talks and super fun. And then we'll follow that with open spaces. And then we even have some closing keynotes this afternoon. Yeah. And then we're going to go on a social event with a walking dinner. Dan, I think you're going to tell us about that.
Apparently,
Oh.
Tiago had to cancel.
Changes.
Sorry about that, Tiago. Hope wherever you are, you're doing well. Actually, what I am going to talk about is not the social event. I'm going to talk about something called the Pac-Man. So for those of us who are DevOps elders, we may remember a video game called Pac-Man from our misguided youth. So the idea behind Pac-Man is it's a little yellow thing like this, and it goes bop, 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 and it eats little pills inside of a dark room listening to techno music while it hallucinates ghosts. Anyway, we're going to do the Pac-Man, everybody. So the way that this works is very simple. As we coalesce today and we meet people and we have exchanges and we have conversations, what's quite normal is that we form little circles, little conversation circles. We're social creatures. We want to look at each other when we talk. And the problem is when we do that, we form little circles, we get really close, and then how does somebody else get in to this conversation? No. It can't be done, right? It's awkward. It's awkward to barge your way in. So what we're going to do is we're going to invite people into our conversational spaces. Make room for people to come and chat with us and exchange with us. And the way to do that is called the Pac-Man. So you can see here on the one side, we've got bad. Bad is just closed off. Oh, how do I get into that? It's awkward. I don't like it. Good, leave room. A little gap in our conversational spaces at our mange debout. The tables, the high tables you eat at. Don't crowd around it. Leave a little spot for someone to come in and chit-chat, right? During the open spaces, when we're assembling our chairs, we're all talking to each other, leave a little space, right? And this isn't just about the physicality of it, it's also about the mentality of it, right? Be open, be interested, be willing to engage. That is the spirit of DevOps Days. think I'm doing this one as well?
Yeah.
All right.
Keep
So we are in a lovely conference space. We are separated onto two distinct levels. Sponsors. First off, hold on. Pause. 3 distinct levels. I'm just going to say straight up, sponsors, thank you so much, right, for everything you do for DevOps Days. Continued commitment to the community. Can't do it without you. They are up on the first floor. You absolutely want to go chit-chat with them. They've got, I imagine, swag, giveaways, and honestly, you're just a good group of people. Meet with them, network with them, chat with them. They're here to interact with you. So please take advantage of that. Food also up there. Perhaps by coincidence, perhaps not. So definitely check that out as well. There are toilets in the hallway out there if you need them. There are potentially toilets elsewhere. But I know for sure there's the ones that are over there because I was in them previously. And then the open spaces that were alluded to previously by my illustrious onstage partner will be up 2 floors. There are stairs. If you want to use the stairs, please do use the stairs. There are also elevators. If you want to use the elevators, avail yourself of those as well.
All right.
All right.
I think I was going to do the sponsors.
Very good.
So again, a quick round of applause for our sponsors. We have. We've got quite a few, and if you visit the sponsors, or when you visit the sponsors, please invite them to come out from behind their table. The whole point of this is that we are all participants in DevOps Days. That includes the sponsors, and they should be in the room with us as well. So hopefully some of those sponsors have joined us this morning. So we have gold sponsors. Can you click for me once or twice? We have a lanyard sponsor, Schuberg Phyllis.
Very good.
And then we have silver sponsors as well. I think that's all of our sponsors.
We have bronze sponsors.
We have bronze sponsors.
Don't forget the
as well.
bronze sponsors.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Bronze sponsors will go first tomorrow.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes, very good.
All right. One more round of applause for all of our sponsors.
This is all of them. All right.
And then Chris wanted to say something else.
Chris does want to entertain you after all.
Sorry. Who's never been to Ghent? Okay, so we run this other conference, which is called Conflict Management Camp. It's right after FOSDEM. If you click on the QR code, there's going to be CFP. It's about open source infrastructure as code, automation, and all the things you can dream about. Just be there. It's going to be a free conference. It's going to be fun.
It's only free for the attendees here, right? If you register today, your ticket is free. Yes.
100% off.
And Cyber Monday we get 100% off too.
100% off. Excellent.
So this is the part of the day where we abuse our rights to the microphone. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about a conference that I'm running in London. The essence of it is that AI is changing how a lot of work gets done. It's here and it's not going anywhere. And we have an awful lot to figure out as a tech community about what that means for us. And so if you want to help figure that out, come along to AI for the Rest of Us in London, 24th and 25th of October. There's a sexy little discount code in the corner for you there. It's DevOps Days, so it's easy to remember. And of course, I mentioned it earlier, I'm also an organizer for DevOps Days London. If you enjoy DevOps Days in Antwerp this week, you can get more of that good stuff in London in just a couple of weeks, 26th and 27th of September. Please join us there.
I'll be there. Right. So, hey, you can come hang out with me.
That's you.
That's me?
Yeah, that's you.
All right.
We're going to eat dinner.
We're going to, somebody's going to eat dinner.
Somebody.
But maybe you. It's possible. So there is sort of a social event happening this evening. I believe it's described as a walking dinner in the program. Mm-hmm. Interested to see how that goes down. But there is a dinner. How do you get to that dinner? It's very close by. If you're not familiar with the space, if you're not familiar with the area, this is a city called Antwerp, just to make all the locals angry. And there is a really big zoo, basically right behind us. Yes, a really big zoo right behind us. The zoo is really cool. Do recommend checking it out. But if we want to do the dinner part and not the zoo part, how we get to it, you're going to follow this map. So you're going to leave, you're going to go towards the metro station, you're going to come back this way, past the orchestra, towards the train station. It's impossible to miss. It is a beautiful, massive, good-looking building. And then you're going to turn into the zoo part, which you can access this part, doesn't cost money. And then you keep walking towards where the zoo part is, but if you do enter the zoo and they ask for money, you've made a mistake. You're gonna wanna turn before that happens, okay? And then there's gonna be a little spot where we're gonna all chill out and have an opportunity to meet and exchange and hopefully manger.
There we go.
All right.
What's happening tomorrow?
What's happening tomorrow? Tomorrow is not super dissimilar from today, ultimately, right? Registration, breakfast, little coffee, everybody wake up, et cetera, et cetera. Do the opening, the keynotes. There'll be a little less blah blah from us tomorrow morning because we're kind of getting it out of the way now, which is really, really good. We're gonna have the keynotes. Those are gonna be excellent. We'll do a little coffee break. Everybody likes coffee. Well, not everybody. Those of you who like coffee can enjoy some. We'll do some more keynotes, and then ignites. I love ignites. Who here knows what an ignite is? Just put your hand up. Yes, my people. So, Ignites are super fun, 5 minute slides, auto advance. It's a combination of like theater and tech talk. It's super, super fun. Then we break for lunch. Then open spaces, best part of DevOps Days, open spaces. If you've never done an open space before, you're in for a treat. If you have done an open space before, you know what you're gonna get. Super, super fun. And then we're gonna have closing sessions towards the end of the day. And then after that, you are free to roam the streets of Antwerp to your heart's delight. Yes.
And that's it. With that, our first presenter, I think.
Excellent. Let us invite our first keynote presenter onto the stage.
Yes.
Please welcome the illustrious, the man, the myth, Steve Pereira, everybody.